Is the fanfic X-rated? Because if not, we can read it right now. Let's give it a quick scan. X-rated as in sex? No. Okay. All right, cool. Guys, we are going to, since you guys donated earlier, and this is the first time we got a fanfic linked, we are going to read Crimmings. And I will note the time so I can make a highlight, because I promised I would do a YouTube video of it as well. I have not read this yet, so everything will be a surprise. Time is 3:02 p.m. for fanfic. Alright, dudes. Wow, it starts off pretty funny. Okay. I'm going to try to read this with as much seriousness and gravitas as I can. It was a gloomy day in the town of Fartbox. It was quite a big town, though a normal town with a normal mix of upper and lower class of people in it. It wasn't so much special about this town, all things considered. However, the town was famous for two things. The town's location had always been a great spot for new merchants to begin their trade, and thus it had earned some good fame. The other thing that made this town famous was, of course, its name, which was fucking stupid. But the name didn't really matter. It was the location people wanted. Even though the neighbor town of Raekwon had been sacked, Fartbox had been spared. It didn't matter if the forces of evil or the forces of good came to the town, they only came for the trade anyway. And the prostitutes. Everyone wanted them Fartbox hookers. Neither side would benefit from the destruction of Fartbox, so it had been left alone except for the supply wagons from armies coming to trade every now and then. This gloomy day was such a day. A caravan of supply wagons had come to town looking to trade valuables and gold for food, especially salt for preservation of the food they bought. This was just the opportunity that one man needed. He had lost everything he owned before. This one man had once been a successful merchant, then lost everything he had spent the last year working as a prostituted wagon driver for wicked, perverted, upper-class single ladies, and in some instances to old married men, during the days as a singer in the inn of Grubby Hobgoblin during the night. Most of his money he acquired had been needed to bribe people in order to get info about the right opportunity, like this very day, and the rest had been used to buy a lot of salt to trade with the supply wagons. But this day was gonna be good. This day would be the start of the rest of his life. I'm actually gonna full cam this real quick. This day would be the start of the rest of his life. The rest of his life he would spend trying to start his very own guild of trading. The future was good. He could feel it. The merchant took a deep breath as he saw the supply wagons coming to him. He knew he had only salt thanks to his contacts. He had hidden his salt in barrels in one of his contacts' houses behind him in a small room. He would be rich One of the supply wagons stopped in front of his stand. An ugly motherfucker who obviously had failed his save versus death after his charisma roll of 1 came up and started talking. Hey, no other stands seem to have any salt, but I've heard you've got some. What's your name, merchant? The ugliest motherfucker you could ever imagine said as one black dead tooth fell out of his mouth. It's Mar. Mar, the merchant answered. And yes, I have all the salt you need. I have it inside this house over here. Mar gestured towards the house with the salt in it. Very well then, Mar the merchant. Show me this salt of yours. Mar started walking towards the house when he heard voices in it. When Mar was just a few meters away from the door, it flung open and 2 elves, one handsome and very anorexic male, and a 5-ish, more like a high 4 female stepped out. Behind them came a human in full plate armor and a dwarf. You sure this is the right place, Azrael? Vincent asked. Yeah, Vincent, don't worry about it. Mar was stunned. Then he was filled with rage and started shouting, You! How dare you show me your face again after what you have done to me? I can't seem to remember you, friend. What have we done to make you this aggressive? Vincent asked. You took my horses, you ran away from me, and let the bandits have their way with everything. I'm Mar, remember? Bregor was so shocked he dropped his bow on the ground and fell on it, so the longbow shaft went into his mouth. Mar! Bregor said as he was drooling down his longbow shaft. Don't look at me! They did it, Abigail said and hid behind Vincent. Will this be of any trouble? The ugliest motherfucker alive asked. Don't worry about it, Vincent said. We have a very important mission and can't stay. I'm sorry for everything we have done, Mar, but we are really in a hurry, so take this. Vincent tossed a few gold at Mar, and the party took off. Just when Mar was going to walk into the house, the dwarf turned around and said, Oh yeah, I hope it wasn't anything in those barrels, because we had to push them out from my portal in order to get into the room. Portal? Mar asked confusingly. What do you mean? Look, just don't worry about it, okay? The dwarf said. I'm sure you will understand. The dwarf ran off to catch up with the rest of the party, who was at the moment buying a bear, and when Mar walked into the house and realized all his salt was gone. The deal never happened, and later that night, Mar killed himself. The end.